The question that's been on my mind most this past few days, and when I wake up, when I go to sleep, is, are we in a bubble? Is a crash coming? And I'm not just talking about a crypto crash here. I'm talking a global crash. I'm seeing certain investors, analysts, people who have been notable in their fields talking about another crash. And I'm not an analyst. I just look to doing, I'm someone that has had a background in journalism as an author, and so I understand about how to do research, and also in research in corporate finance as well. But I don't, I haven't lived through certain markets, from whether it be in crypto to Wall Street to wars. I only have the experience that I have, and trying to gather all of that data to get clarity on what is coming next, so that I can be prepared, I can best be equipped to make the right choices. And I think that someone who is a crypto angel is really looking at, my understanding of the definition of crypto angel is someone who wants to be able to take care of themselves in a way that is integrity, that is fair, that is just, to be able to take care of their loved ones. And then ultimately, through being able, I love this expression, being able to, if you put the oxygen mask on yourself first, then you can help other people. And I think that is important, that what I have been reflecting on this past few days, I have not, where I was doing videos 7 days a week, and I haven't been doing that because I've been doing an immense amount of research. I've been looking at history from a political standpoint, from an economic standpoint, and I am doing my best to get a better handle on not just, what's going to happen in the market right now? Is this token going to go up to this price target, or is it going to hit this resistance, or break through this level of support that's been there, or rather the other way around, break through the resistance, maintain the support? I am really, really questioning. And the reason I am questioning so much is because a couple of reasons. One, we are in a period that I would refer to from a metaphysical, spiritual perspective as the quickening. I first had this experience of the quickening back when I went to Egypt and the Giza pyramid, and actually a pyramid that was a smaller adjacent pyramid to the Giza pyramid, and had this insight of how we were moving into this age of light. And at the time, that was 1998, I did not understand this age of light, which I now see as blockchain, cryptographic formulas, the way that we are moving into digitization of society and automation, the gifts of it, the curse of it, because whoever's hand it is in, it can be used for good or it can be used for bad. I often think about George Orwell's 1984. I know that sounds a little bit morbid. I think about Terminator and Rise of the Machines. I feel that what drew me into crypto was, I just love the idea of innovation and connectivity and being able to bring resources to people to do things in a way that is more efficient, that is faster, that means that we can all benefit and all be connected in some capacity. However, one of the things that I've learned from being in this marketplace is looking at the fear and greed index. And that I've always thought about this idea that money does amplify, this idea of money amplifies people's Achilles heel around their character defects, whether they can be greedy or whether they can be altruistic. But it feels like it's being amplified at the moment. And you let me know in the comments, what do you feel? What do you see? So what I am noticing from being in this crypto market is that I have been looking to people who have been in the space for many years. I am looking back over past crashes, whether it have been from the housing market crash or to the European market crash, and how things are going to moving forward. I still feel that there is so much FUD out there that is being driven by a media narrative, because I love channels like Altcoin Daily that every day focus on some type of positive news that is happening but is not covered. And I'm looking at, I'm taking a moment to think about this here, just trying to figure out, well, right now with my portfolio, I'm not doing anything. I'm just keeping things as is. And it feels like, well, I mean, it's not just, it feels like things pumped like crazy. I had to remind myself, everything pumped based on speculation, because certain things are not physically manifest yet. But, and I'm going to give you an example. For example, graph GRT, that initially pumped like crazy all the way almost up to $3, and it has gone through a heavy pullback and consolidation. And you could say, oh well, graph, like, how's that going to do in the long run? But I imagine 10 years from now that graph is going to, sort of how they their PR, their thing is, like, their tagline is, we're the Google of Web3. I mean, you can see that in terms of search query. When you look at the progress of each month, if you compare to last year, multiple times over, I think was it in April alone that they had over 1 billion search queries. But their search queries are going to go probably at some point a trillion plus. And so why is the price of GRT not higher right now? It's just, we have to wait for mass adoption to be able to catch up. And I'm just giving that as an example. You could say with Cardano ADA, that with this, again, with all the sort of the crashes and the FUD happening, where it went down to, what was it, just over $1. But when you look at all the partnerships and all the innovation that is happening and the size of the community, why is a project like that not at $20-30 yet with the market cap that it has? So it just feels like, or it looks like, things have to catch up. When we look at the idea from I'm going to say more from a metaphysical standpoint, because that's my area of expertise, of cause and effect, the law of cause and effect, rather than from a scientific perspective, that there is so much good that is happening, and that it is important not to panic. I will tell you, there is still, if there is anything that triggers me, even with all the years of personal development that I have, seeing some type of FUD, definitely I feel a visceral reaction go through me, and then I just calm down, and then I just look to historical data. And I think even despite crashes that happen, because we're seeing certain analysts out there talking about crashes coming, more crashes, even if we go back to, I'm going to go back to that 2017-2018 housing crash, and I remember going to Fort Lauderdale and seeing on the waterfront, on the waterways there, almost every other home for sale. Sometimes it was like 8-9 houses in a row for sale. When you look at the housing market cost in Florida today, stuff just for an average, like even a studio in Florida, we're talking like $600,000. I mean, just an average, basic sort of okay 2-bedroom place can be $1 million plus. The same for in Los Angeles. The housing market is absolutely insane. Here in Arizona, it's gone crazy. We're starting to see California prices here in Arizona. And so you could say, okay, well, if a crash comes, but if we look at where the housing market is, like I'm saying now, from where it was, those several, what are we talking about, 8, so I mean over 12 years, there has been an increase. So even if let's say we go through some crazy crash right now within crypto, what if there is going to be a bigger bear market cycle, which I don't think it is going to be because of all the institutions coming in, and Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and Citibank and Grayscale and Andre Horowitz's fund, and countries adopting Bitcoin, that even if there is some type of bigger crash now, if we zoom out, bigger picture is that there is going to be growth. And so what I am trying to practice doing is just staying calm, doing my due diligence, and just not taking actions right now, just letting things be. So what are you doing? Please let me know in the comments what you are feeling, what you are thinking. Do you think that there's a bigger crash coming? Do you think there's a global crash that's coming? What is that going to look like? And what are you doing right now in terms of crypto? Are you hodling? Are you buying the dip, or are you just waiting for things to get bullish again? I'm Joanna Garzilli, this is Crypto Angel Network, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I haven't done a video for a little bit, so I would just connect with you here in the car. I'm about to go into the gym, into Mountainside Fitness. I've been just focusing on getting healthy so that we can do a meetup at our pool, so we can have a barbecue, we can all hang out and we can talk crypto. And so I'm just thinking about putting that together, because I know there are meetups in Los Angeles, but I want to do something out here in Scottsdale, for anyone in the Arizona, Tucson, Phoenix area that are Flagstaff. It will be fun to get together. So let me know where you are, or if you want to come out to Scottsdale, and we will make that happen. All right, sending you lots of love.